DeadPool, the latest Marvel catastrophe. It's a catastrophe because it's so entertaining, and yet it represents the death of culture, in the West at least. Maybe the East still has hope, and the Central Eastern Europeans and the Russians, but they're in survival mode now because we're at war with them. But in any case, I just walked out of DeadPool for the second time. I walked in there, watched the first 3 minutes, walked out, went back a week later, walked out again after 50 minutes. I mean, the movie is disgusting. It is filthy. It is just like, I thought, okay, Marvel, they have a rated R movie. Maybe they're going to be a little bit more crass. It was disgusting. It was just, I was cringing the whole time watching it, feeling horrible for the Taiwanese that are so impressionable and so open to Western culture, so like childlike and just, oh, this is what Americans say? Oh, it's so sweet. It's so cute. No, no, Taiwan. No, rest of the world. Do not accept this. This movie, oh my gosh. All you need to know about DeadPool as far as the Illuminati goes is that, and this is something that Alex Jones himself has talked about, it's that the whole Hollywood system is being redesigned by the CIA on record to destroy culture and to demoralize people. And if you watch DeadPool, that's all you're going to see. It's just, I mean, yes, there's some funny joke. There's just enough funniness and there's just enough entertainment in it. And yeah, I mean, I can get the action and just the fun. And I'm a soldier too. I'm a warrior. I engage in spiritual warfare and experience supernatural things in my life. And I love family and I love children and I love people getting together and just being full of love with each other and whatever. And I think life is great. But this movie represented something that was the opposite of good. It was bad. It was bad wrong. They should invent a new word for things that are bad and wrong. Like bad wrong or badong. And I stand for the opposite of badong. Gnod dab. And that's what this show is all about. Gnod dab. We are trying to protect humanity. And Hollywood has been positioned to destroy humanity. People need to understand that. It's not an accident. Movies like DeadPool, even just all the Marvel movies, it's just the destruction of culture. It's the smashing of real art, of real creativity. And yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all I gotta say. What else do you need to know? Go watch it. Go watch it. See if you can stand it for more than 20 minutes. It's extremely gory and violent. And the worst part of it is how lightly it takes it. It's really like a nightmare. It's like you're being grabbed by a demon. A horned demon full of sarcasm that's grabbing you and forcing you to watch all kinds of explicit, disgusting things. And all the while telling incredibly overly hyper-intelligent jokes. Because demons are very smart. And that's what the movie's like. It's like you're being forced into this pit of feces and being force-fed feces while being told funny jokes that are admittedly funny. And I guess I don't really watch South Park enough or whatever's the latest show in America. Like, I really stay clear of the mainstream. And I'm really glad that I do now. Because whenever I do, it's the doo-doo. It's like in-your-face doo-doo. I live outside of the sanitary, totally protected environment of the West that most people live in. That isn't really protected because you're just a knife's edge away from a police state taking over. at any moment. You have absolute thugs running things who want, totalitarian dictatorship if they could have it, but they can't because people have guns. I live in the real world. I'm a step away from the third world. All I have to do is take a tiny little plane trip out of this country, and I mean this country is kind of it's sort of like it's sanitary, but it's really like a works in progress. Like you can see that things are not up to standard everywhere. It depends on the person. And speaking of Taiwan, I would call Taiwan a second world country, but it's a great bridge between, living in Nepal or India and then suddenly living in the totally, overly developed Western countries in Europe or in America. Or even Japan. I mean, Japan is just totally overdoing it everywhere. This country is lovingly disorganized. More motorbikes than you'll ever see in your whole life. I mean, look at all those motorbikes, man. And you want to know why there's so many motorbikes? Because if you have a car, parking it is a nightmare. That's why I'm taking this long walk, because I had to park way far away from where I live. Hopefully it won't always be that way, but whatever. Anyway, DeadPool is a pool of dead stuff that is gross and rotting. Fecal tissue and fecal matter and rotting tissue, plus grossness on purpose, plus a little bit of truth, just enough to kind of pull you in, to make you spend your money, But something that is this big budget, that is this well prepared, it's not an accident. I mean, this is social engineering in your face, man. This is the destruction of all morality, of all goodness. Just all I can say about DeadPool is hide your wives and hide your dogs and hide your husbands, because people raping everybody everywhere. That's about it. So God bless you. Realize you're in a war. If anybody's still listening, I mean, I know, okay, you were expecting, the hidden symbolization of the Illuminati pyramid in DeadPool's crotch or something. But the truth is, we are in a war. We are in a desperate information war, a spiritual war. And it's about to get a lot worse. Because if you've been watching TV for the last 3 decades, you've probably noticed that things are getting really bad really fast. And it's only a matter of time before they get even worse. We're reaching the singularity. We're reaching the point where it can't get that much worse, although it will. I mean, just at the point where you think it can't get worse, it's going to get worse. The scenes where DeadPool's being tortured really reminds me of James Casbold's testimony and a lot of other super soldiers. It's like, it's all the Wolverine X-Men movies on crack, just full of profanity and full of just disgusting, horrible nastiness. A lot of super soldiers, a lot of people that have been in those, the continuation of the Nazi programs, they've testified to have gone through those kind of programs. We are about to see this kind of stuff unleashed en masse. It's going to be nasty. Anyway, God bless James Casbold. Hope he gets out of prison soon. He married the head of the Illuminati's daughter. Yeah, good idea. So praise the Lord. Thank you for joining us. This is my little rant after DeadPool. I prayed a lot after that to get cleaned. And I'm very thankful for God's love and undeadness. Not zombiness, but the resurrection power of Jesus. DeadPool is nothing but a false resurrection. In Jesus, you have the absolute power to live forever, to be much greater of a warrior, of a fighter in the spirit than any superhero. I have lots of spiritual warfare dreams that are so much more vicious than the most nasty battle in that movie. Which I'll admit, it is cool to go and rip at your enemy and just tear through their ranks and smash them and hurt them and just in a rage just destroy their top generals and elite fighters. In the spirit, of course. But in the spirit, we do so much more than any of these movies could ever show. And that's all I want to point out. I got to go to bed. God bless you. Thank you for joining us on this sort of meandering 1 o'clock in the morning stroll. Goodbye.